The morning sun had barely begun to rise when my alarm clock jolted me awake with its sharp, insistent beeping. I leapt out of bed, my heart already racing. Today was the day, my first day as a housekeeper at the Grand Horizon, one of the most luxurious and renowned hotels in New York City. Excitement and nerves tangled in my chest as I pulled on my uniform. The shirt hung a little loose, and the pants were uncomfortably snug, but I smoothed them down and glanced in the mirror. Did I look the part? I hope so. With my bag slung over my shoulder, I hurried out of my tiny apartment and onto the bustling streets. The bus was already at the stop, its doors beginning to close. I sprinted, my heart pounding, and just managed to slip inside before they shut. The bus was packed, people chatted, a baby cried, and someone laughed loudly. I gripped the metal bar tightly, taking deep breaths to steady myself. Would I do well today? The question lingered in my mind as the bus rumbled toward the heart of the city. When I stepped off the bus and looked up at the Grand Horizon, I was struck by its grandeur. Towering glass doors reflected the golden morning light, and a man in a crisp suit greeted me with a polite, "Good morning." I returned the greeting, my voice barely above a whisper. Inside, the lobby buzzed with activity. Guests moved quickly, some dragging oversized suitcases, others sipping coffee as they scrolled through their phones. A woman spoke loudly into her phone, her voice echoing off the marble floors. I spotted the reception desk, where the staff stood in perfect uniforms, their hair neatly styled, exuding an air of importance. I glanced down at my own shirt, suddenly self-conscious, and wiped my sweaty hands on my pants. A woman holding a clipboard approached me. "Are you the new housekeeper?" she asked briskly. I nodded, my voice trembling slightly as I confirmed. "Follow me," she said, already walking away. I scrambled to keep up, trailing her into a small room where a line of housekeepers stood, some chatting softly, others adjusting their uniforms. A large clock on the wall ticked loudly, and a stern-looking woman in a black uniform stood at the front, her arms crossed. "This is your supervisor," the clipboard woman said before disappearing. The supervisor's sharp eyes landed on me. "You're new," she stated. I nodded again, feeling small under her gaze. She pointed to a cart loaded with towels, soaps, and a vacuum. "This is your card. Take it and follow me." I grabbed the handle, surprised by its weight, and pushed it behind her as we walked down a long, carpeted hallway. The doors were tall and imposing, each marked with a number. Suddenly, my cart bumped into a small table, causing a lamp to wobble precariously. I held my breath, watching as it steadied itself without falling. The supervisor didn't seem to notice, and I exhaled in relief, hurrying to catch up. She stopped in front of a door and pulled out a key. The lock beeped, and she pushed the door open. My stomach dropped as I took in the scene inside. The room was a disaster. Unmade bed, sheets strewn across the floor, dirty towels piled in a corner, and a trash can overflowing with empty bottles, wrappers, and a pizza box. The smell was overwhelming. "This is your first room," the supervisor said, her tone matter-of-fact. "You have 20 minutes. Clean everything, make the bed, replace the towels." She gave me one last look before walking away, leaving me alone in the chaos. I took a deep breath, trying to steady my nerves. Where to start? I decided to tackle the towels first, gathering the wet ones from the floor and replacing them with fresh, neatly folded ones from my cart. So far, so good. Next, the bed. I stripped off the old sheets and grabbed the new ones, struggling to fit the corners onto the mattress. Just as I thought I had it, the sheet slipped, and I yanked it harder, only to hear a loud ripping sound. I froze, horrified, but upon closer inspection, the sheet was intact. I sighed in relief and continued. Then a knock at the door startled me. "Housekeeping," a voice called. I opened the door a crack to find a woman standing there, arms crossed. "My bathroom has no soap," she said impatiently. "Can you bring some?" I nodded quickly and turned to my cart, only to discover, to my dismay, that I was out of soap. Panic set in as I searched the cart again, hoping I'd missed something. Nothing. I glanced at the bathroom, wondering if there might be an extra bar hidden somewhere. I found a small, unopened bar on the counter, but hesitated. Was it the guests? Another knock broke my thoughts. "Miss, the soap," the woman pressed, her tone sharp. I grabbed the bar and handed it to her, relieved when she walked away, without further complaint. Back to the bed. As I shook out the blanket, something fell to the floor, a black leather wallet, thick and expensive looking. I picked it up cautiously, my heart racing. Should I open it? I hesitated, then peeked inside. It was stuffed with cash. My stomach churned. Whose wallet was this? Footsteps echoed in the hallway, and I heard voices. "Did you find it?" a man asked. "I don't know. Maybe I left it in the room," another replied. My pulse quickened. They were looking for the wallet. A loud knock at the door made me jump. "Housekeeping," a deep voice called. I froze, unsure what to do. Should I open the door? What if they thought I'd taken the wallet? I wiped my sweaty hands on my uniform and decided to play it safe. I tucked the wallet under the towels in my cart and opened the door just a crack. A tall man with short hair stood there, looking serious. "Excuse me, miss," he said. "Did you find a black wallet?" I shook my head. "You should check at the front desk," I suggested, blocking his view of the room. He hesitated, but eventually walked away, his companion trailing behind. I closed the door and locked it, my mind racing. What now? I grabbed the wallet and pushed my cart toward the front desk, determined to do the right thing. As I turned a corner, I saw the man approaching the desk, his phone in hand. I quickened my pace, but before I could reach the desk, a woman in sunglasses and a long coat stopped me. "Excuse me, miss," she said. "Did you clean room 302? I think I left my wallet there." My heart sank. Two people, one wallet, who was telling the truth. I decided to test them. "What color is the wallet inside?" I asked the woman. "Black," she replied confidently. I shook my head. "No, inside." She hesitated. I turned to the man. "What's inside the wallet?" He frowned. "Cash." Again. I shook my head. "No. What else?" He fell silent. I opened the wallet slightly and spotted a hotel key card with a name on it. Neither the man nor the woman matched the name. My stomach dropped. Who did this wallet belong to? I hurried to the front desk, the wallet clutched tightly in my hand. The receptionist picked up the phone. "I'll call the guest in room 305, she said. The man and the woman exchanged uneasy glances before slipping away. Moments later, a woman in a blue dress arrived, looking anxious. "Miss Carter," the receptionist asked. The woman nodded, and I handed her the wallet. "Is this yours?" She opened it, relief flooding her face. "Oh, thank you. I thought I'd lost it forever." She pulled out a $20 bill and pressed it into my hand as a thank you. I tried to refuse, but she insisted. You did the right thing, she said with a smile. As I finished cleaning my assigned rooms and returned my cart, the supervisor passed by. How's your first day? She asked. I thought for a moment, then smiled. Not boring, I replied. She laughed. Good. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow. A new day. I walked out of the grand horizon. The city lights twinkling around me, and for the first time, I felt ready